Okay, if you're a Democrat and you live in Washington, D.C., Chicago, New York, and Colorado, this is what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to keep the tax on tips policy instead of letting you keep your own tip money that you've earned. Let's see what he got to say.
Chairwoman McClain talked about tax filing made easy. Last week marked the beginning of tax season, and millions of American families are working through that right now, and they're recognizing the amount of time and money spent complying with the federal tax code is going to be significantly reduced this year because of great Republican policy. Some of the things we did in the Working Families Tax Cuts, the big, beautiful bill, obviously we intended to cut taxes and to advance America First pro-growth policies, but we also sought to reduce the tax burden on Americans. And because we know that reform in the tax system isn't just about reducing rates, it's also about reducing the paperwork and the compliance burden on Americans. And you heard these stats, I'll repeat them, but our Working Families Tax Cut locked in the doubled standard deduction. It boosted it further to $31,500 for American families. That's a lot of money to hardworking folks. And again, we remind you Democrats voted against all of those great reforms. These successful reforms are going to save Americans 210 million hours per year in paperwork and $13 billion in compliance costs. That's real money to real people, and we're proud of that. Nobody likes paying taxes, okay? But Republicans have reduced the amount you owe and made your returns significantly easier to file. And so we're so grateful everyone's going to be able to take advantage of that. Last thing I just want to mention, and we'll take questions. I don't think the American people need any more evidence that Democrats want to tax the American people to death. Just check Congress.gov. You can see all the bills they filed. But if they did, they should look no further than the Democrat-run D.C. Council's decision, listen to this, to decouple the local tax code from specific federal tax provisions. So in layman's terms, what they're trying to do here, any Democrat-run city is going to lead into this kind of nonsense, but they're preventing DC residents from experiencing the full benefits of the Working Families Tax Cuts bill. It's almost unimaginable that they would inflict that pain upon their own constituents, but that's what they're doing. DC is not alone in this obstruction. You got strongholds, Democrat strongholds like New York and Colorado and Illinois, cities there, preventing their residents from enjoying these benefits. There's no way to spin it. Blue state governors intentionally harming their own residents just because the policies were offered by a Republican administration. I mean, that's what's happening. And it's just incredible to us. Is there any stronger evidence that Republicans are the party of affordability? Democrats say one thing and they do completely the opposite. And I'm so sad for you if you live in one of those jurisdictions. It's a real problem. If this act were to become local law, D.C. residents would be prevented from claiming no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, increased standard deduction, and so much more. It's just wrong. There's an estimated 17,000 tipped workers here in the nation's capital, and the D.C. City Council is attempting to prevent them from enjoying this historic tax benefit. But House Republicans are going to work to fix it this week. We will advance Representative Gill's legislation to disapprove of that nonsense at the D.C. Council.